Is that what this is called? Fun? Fun adventure climbing, huh? There is a lost mine up there. I don't know if any human has ever stepped foot over here. I guarantee you the miners didn't come this way. No one's been in for at least 30 years. I only found documentation from 1984.
I can taste the fear in my mouth a little bit.
There's supposed to be some really rich assays up there. Oh boy, what a day. So we're gonna try and go up there and see what we can find. We're getting closer. I want to see if I can show you where we're trying to get to. Right up there, right across in there, there's that white vein there. And we found a portal with a drone the other day, and we think we see some sort of trail somewhere in here. So somewhere in there we think there's a way to get across there. And joining me on today's video is Brent from Ghost Town Living.
Hello. We got the pocket up there, I know it. That's where the high grade is.
That's what you're here for.
Yep.
The good stuff.
Stuffing in my pockets.
Yeah. Yeah, Brent's here visiting. He just did a video with us in our underground gold mine. Now I drug him on this little adventure.
I love it.
But yeah, exploring abandoned mines.
It's my specialty.
That's right. I don't have the balls to do that by myself. Are you gonna come back in tomorrow, you think, and go down that 400?
Probably not tomorrow.
Brent has just the right amount of risk appetite for me to take on this hike.
We got it.
First eyeballs on his Brent-sized hole there we made for him.
Like a highway.
So between the two of us, hopefully we'll be all right. Let's see if we can find a way up this thing. One of the saving graces for us is that there's a portal there, and they mined out rock, so there must be some way to get there. And coming over the top looks absolutely undoable. So there must be some sort of trail or some way that they got up there. We just hope we can find it. So here's a nice piece of quartz vein float. One of the walls is here. A lot of times I'll find the gold right along the wall. I'm gonna dig this thing out, break it open, see if I can find any goodies in this one. But it came off the hill up above us, and that vein over here runs all the way across this cliff face. And this one hasn't been looked at yet because it's mostly buried. So let me break this open, see what I can find. Yeah, I don't know, it's hard on these ones that are all weathered. Right here. Nothing too obvious in this one, but that's definitely a chunk of vein quartz. This is the stuff we see in our mines, and when it gets on the surface it gets all rusty and oxidized like that. And like the old timer said, the redder the better. We're debating.
Yeah, some options.
How do we get here?
Some options ahead.
So we have an option here to come across and scramble up that way. There's another option to get up there and scramble behind this little knob and then up to that little gap in the trees right there. What do we decide? We're gonna go up first.
Up first.
Up first.
Yep.
We'll get on that little, there's a little flat spot up there, and we'll fly your drone.
Yep, sounds good.
Try that.
Yeah, get some ideas. Get
some drone footage.
Yep.
The prospector's best friend.
Yeah, exactly, 2025.
I don't know if you can tell on camera, but there's goat tracks right there, down there. Kind of a main goat trail, or a goat trail. So when in doubt, follow the goats. But it rained 2 or 3 days ago, so those are fresh. We made it to our first attempt, a little flat spot here. If you use your imagination, can you see a trail that wraps up around the backside there into those trees? Yeah, me too. I can see it. And now we're gonna put Brent's drone up. Yeah, Brent can see it.
Yeah, I can see it. All right. Modern prospecting.
Okay, find the trail, little buddy.
Yeah. So there's a trail going up, and then I guess if we go behind that tree.
Whoa.
Yeah, if we go behind those trees, I think we're good. Even if we get there and we have to do a little scramble up 20 feet of rock climbing or whatever, I think that our goal, right, is, oh, this is right there. Oh no, I'm wrong.
Down further?
Probably was. No, that's not. It's not the portal.
Oh, there it is. Oh no. There's a couple of rocks in front of it.
Yeah. Let me zoom out, see if we can find the vein again and go over from that.
Oh, there, yeah, there, it's down here.
Oh, it's down. Oh, so we're above it already then. But if we go into that.
And then down.
Yeah,
into
then
the...
down. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, wait a minute. We want to get over here, right?
Yeah.
Because that's where we're going.
I think we could scramble down that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we're going. That's our portal.
Yeah, because I think we're going right there, and then we should be right.
Oh, there's the dead tree. Yeah, okay, wow, that's a long way.
We'll traverse ahead of us.
Yeah, this will be like a 45-minute
Yeah.
little trek.
Yeah.
Turns into a day and a half. All right, we'll try it. Well, this is maybe our first attempt. We got around the nose, and there's a really sketchy spot here over the next 10 to 20 feet where if you lose it, you just go straight down into Hamburger town, down that chute. So I think what I need is a rock climber to come help me traverse this and maybe do some bolts, because the route's pretty clear right there up around that nose, and if we can get up around there and make it to the portal, that'd be awesome. But I'm just not comfortable enough free climbing it across there with literally a bag of hammers and
In a sack.
yeah, to make it worth our while. So maybe we can try the one below. I don't think that looks a whole lot better. That's maybe even worse. Yeah. If you're a rock climber who wants to come to a collab, hit me up. Send me an email in the description below. Maybe part 1 of trying to find the abandoned gold mine. But wait, there's more. We've climbed up higher, for better or worse.
Yep.
And I think the vein outcrop's right in here somewhere. We're gonna try and find it, but there's a pretty well-defined trail here, even though it's steep over there. This looks kind of manageable, right? I better not try and film and traverse this. There's a lot of goat poop along this little trail, but if you see Brent and then I pan over there, it's just drop off city. And the trail goes that way, but it just gets spookier and spookier. Scurrying down the cliff face here. I think today we at least identified the trail and the route to the portal. Now I'm gonna need some help getting there. Send me an email. We'll see if we can get to this old abandoned portal that no one's been in for a long, long time. We're back for round 2 here, looking for this lost mine on the property. I've brought an expert with me. It's gonna keep me safe this trip. And I want to show you where we're trying to get to. We're trying to get up this waterfall about halfway between where you can see in the clouds up top That's where the old mine is. And we're gonna try and access it around this talus slope and across the top, and maybe have to come down to the mine. I hope we can make it. So this is very interesting. I just found one of the old claim corners. Right here, the steel rod driven into the rock. So this is one of the old claim corners the guys put in 128 years ago. Very cool. So in through the fog, I don't know if you can see it, there's a vein, a rusty looking vein right there. That's what the old miners drifted underneath. Tried to get in there. I just have no idea how they got there. I don't know, Bobby, this is, when I'm sitting at home, it's like, oh yeah, this should be easy, no problem. And then we get up here and we look and like, you want to go where?
Yeah, those clouds whipping across is so cool.
They're moving, aren't they?
You think like 25, 30 miles an hour up there?
It's got to be, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's hauling.
And you can't feel a breeze down here.
We're checking out our first route here. Brent and I were here as well. We did some drone footage from right over there. We left our packs. Bobby, what are you thinking so far?
This could go. This is pretty exciting, and it's gorgeous up here.
Well, let's get around the corner here through these trees. And there's a little bench that Brent and I looked at previously. So this is kind of where Brent and I turned around last time. We were talking about kind of accessing down through there. And once you get over there on that little ledge, who knows where it goes up over that ridge. But thought we need a little bit more protection here.
Yeah. I mean, this is doable.
And I don't even know, do we just kind of start putting anchors in as we go and just work our way across?
Yeah, I will head across first, and I'll put in anchors where I need them, and then I will belay you up to me.
Okay. Is this where we want to plant our flag?
I think so. This looks like it'll work, and this is totally doable.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll get us over there and up to where it'll give us a better idea what the heck's over there.
It's been raining all morning, so a challenge we're going to be dealing with is everything's wet. So we're going to be extra careful. Everything's slippery, everything's wet. I am not a rock climber. I haven't done any rope stuff before, so I'm really going to rely on Bobby to keep me safe. It's wet, it's slippery. I'm new. I just want to find this gold mine. So let's see if we can get a little route put in here where we can get across into the trees, and hopefully we can at least get some eyeballs on this thing. We're getting suited up. Helmets. Harnesses. Yep.
All kinds of fancy, colorful stuff over there. We're going to be a rock climber today. How many bolts are you thinking you're going to put in here? 5, 10?
Yeah, probably between 5 and 7. We won't go too close here because this is just exploratory for now, so enough to keep us safe.
The problem is I don't know what's over there.
Yeah.
We could go around and it's like not anywhere close to where we want to be.
Yeah, so I've got a plan to come back. The bolts will help us come back.
Okay.
and it will probably be a little safer since we'll be coming down and the rope can protect us as we're coming down.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a pretty good little ledge once we get over this little first initial spot. So these are 3/8 DeWalt bolts?
Yeah, these are wedge bolts.
Okay.
So they're going to go into the rock, and once they're in, we'll tighten this up, and this will pull this cone. It will pull this collar over this cone, and that will be what's holding it in.
Nice. And those things are plenty strong enough for what we're doing?
They should be. I've never placed them in this rock.
But
if they tighten up, they'll be enough to hold us in any little falls we take today.
Nice. Have you tested these in particular? Have you done testing on stuff like this?
Yeah, so the channel I help out with, How Not To, we test
all sorts of climbing gear, bolts, hardware, carabiners, harnesses, and we also explore some myths that happen in climbing and other sports and work that you do at height.
This is your first time in phyllite.
Yeah.
So this will be a new rock type for you.
Yeah, so I'll be able to tell a little bit by how fast I'm able to drill into the rock. If it goes too fast, it's going to scare me, but I don't think it will.
Okay.
Once we put a wrench on this and start to tighten it, if it's too soft, this will start pulling out of the rock. And then we'll have to come up with another plan.
Okay. So you'll know in the first bolt if this is good rock or not.
Yeah, and we're going to stay away from edges here because the bolts put force on the rock. So with a crack like this, if I were to put a bolt here, it would crack off this section.
So we're looking for big, smooth faces.
And the flatter the better because I'm trying to seat this hanger flat against the rock.
Okay. Here we go. Let's do it.
That was surprisingly hard, so I'm not worried about this rock at all. Not as much as drilling into granite, but I mean, that's plenty hard.
Awesome.
So this is the part when you clean it.
And use a real hammer.
And use a real hammer, but this is funny. I forgot to remind Jason to grab me a hammer, so we're going to see if this will work. It's not exceptional.
Everything to a miner's a hammer, though, so. I'd get a rock. You want a rock?
It is not exceptional.
Let's try
a rock.
Try the old miner trick here. Try there's a perfect looking rock.
Yeah.
That's a miner hammer right there. Uh-oh.
I'm customizing it.
Well, like all good YouTubers, we're forgot a vital piece. We're making it work, though.
I'm helping Jason prototype a new hand crusher.
This is a new hand crushing prototype Bobby's helping me with. I love it. It's working quite well, actually. Splits the rocks. Oh yeah, that's
not as ideal as a hammer.
No, we should have brought a hammer. Yeah, that'll work, huh?
Yep.
Got it in there. What, an inch sticking out? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
First
Ideally,
bolt.
you'd want it more in there, but this is strong enough to hold at least 5,000 pounds.
I don't weigh 5,000 pounds.
This will do.
Hey, first bolt in.
First bolt in.
Trying to get over there. That's a long ways. He's working right across there, putting in the second bolt. He's made it all the way across.
As you come, unput the rope from the bolts.
Okay, leave the quick draws.
Bring them with you.
Okay. All right, my turn. Made it across. Is this fun, Bobby? I don't know. I don't know if I'm having much fun.
I'm having a lot of fun.
Bobby's loving it. Jason's not loving it so much. But we're in a spot here. He's got me tied off to this big boulder here he's leaning on. He's gonna go across through the brush and see about what's on the other side of this little spot. And I'm gonna cling on here with my fingernails and belay him. Right?
Yep.
We're good? Thumbs up. He says it's pretty mellow over there, but man, it's just crazy town up here. I am not really liking any of this. Sometimes you learn some things about yourself, and I am not a rock climber. I'll tell you that. Don't like this at all. Just came through there. We got one of our bolts hanging out right there. I'm perched on a ledge. Bobby's having the time of his life. Loving it.
I'm about to rappel over that corner, and I think the mine's beneath us down there, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
We'll be able to see the vein from here, I think.
Okay, I think I saw it coming around right through the trees. I could look up, and
okay.
I thought I saw right.
Oh,
at
you
the
think
corner.
it's higher?
Well, I thought I saw the vein kind of. It's like parallel with us almost.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. Maybe the mine's down low. Nice views though.
Yeah.
He's gone around the corner. I don't know if any human has ever stepped foot over here. Gives me the willies. But you see cool stuff like, look at this little tree growing out of this rock face. There must be a crack there somewhere, but it's just growing, doing its thing. All this stuff up here, it's just growing. Never seen a human before. Bobby said there were goat pellets right over there. So the goats are up here quite often. Well, Bobby just yelled back. He said he thinks he can see the portal. He thinks this is the best way to get there. And he's going to go check it out and see what else he can find. He's going to continue scrambling. Well, that was his term. He's staying on the rope. But it's just perplexing to me because I guarantee you the miners didn't come this way. So either they came from the other side and down to it, or they climbed up the gully. I don't know, but they didn't come this way. I can tell you that. I'm quite sure of that. So I don't know what I'm doing up here. Oh boy, what a day. Bobby's working his way back across. He got some really good footage of the quartz vein coming down. We got some pictures of the portal. I know right where it is.
There's that vein of quartz coming across. There is a hole right there. Very close, but I'm out of rope. We'll need to do something different if we're going to get there.
We couldn't get there today, this route. We're going to go back and go up above, maybe, depending on how we're doing and how much time we have. But if we can get up above and maybe look at another way to get down from the top. But man, this is, Bobby's laughing at me, but this is pretty extreme stuff for me. I'd much rather be underground moving bags today or something. Man, oh man, this is something up here. I will tell you, the camera doesn't do it justice, but there's my feet. Out there 10 feet is 20 feet below me, and then out past those treetops is just nothing. Over there, nothing. I had to cross that chute that's just straight down. I mean, I'm roped in and everything, but it's just not my cup of tea. I can't tell if I'm shaking because I'm cold or because I'm nervous, but I'm shaking. Dan Hurd, you should have been here today. This would have been a good trip for you. I may not be into rock climbing, but for those of you guys who are into rock climbing, check out Bobby and Ryan's channel, How Not To. It's really cool. They do a lot of cool stuff, a lot of testing stuff like you mentioned earlier. Go check out their channel if you need any rock climbing gear at all. They also have an online store. They sell all the stuff they test. They've got a lot of products that if you're into this stuff and you need to go find old mines on the side of a hill, on the side of a cliff, check them out.
Jason is doing his second lead climb. From here it looks pretty scary. What does it look like from there?
It doesn't look too bad. I mean, it all looks scary, but it's not as scary as some of the stuff we have done.
All right.
See you at the bottom.
See you at the bottom.
So Bobby, is this like beginner stuff, or is this pretty extreme, what we're doing?
With the wetness and all the loose rock, it was pretty scary. Like, I can taste the fear in my mouth a little bit.
You've only been doing this 15 years or something, right?
20.
20?
Yeah.
And you're getting freaked out?
I was a little freaked out over there. Loose stuff.
Loose and wet and
yeah.
Slimy and... Well, good. I don't feel so bad for being nervous then.
You shouldn't. So this is definitely adventure climbing. The rock's not good and it's kind of scary, but it's pretty fun.
Is Is that what this is called? Fun? Fun adventure climbing, huh?
Would you disagree that it's an adventure?
It's an adventure for sure. I love that adjective, absolutely.
And we're climbing.
And we're climbing, yeah. The fun part, I don't know.
At a very low level.
I got myself tied off to this tree and he's coming down to me.
There's some trees in between us that will hold me up if I slip.
Adventure.
Yeah.
This is the adventure part of the climbing.
I think adventure is the whole part of the day.
It sure has been for me. Wow. Again, this is so hard to catch on camera, like the steepness and the craziness of what we're doing.
This is less rock climbing than bush grabbing.
Yeah. In some ways, if there wasn't a cliff on our left side, it would just be like hiking. It's not a big deal, but the one time you slip, you go down 200 feet.
High consequence.
High consequence, that's it.
Yeah. Low difficulty, high consequence.
All right, shut this camera off. We're going, where are we going? We're going, not down there. We're going down there. Down there. Bobby's just making his way down our last little route here before we're back on terra firma, I guess you'd call it. And I just wanted to give a big thanks again to How Not To for outfitting me with all this gear, the harness they brought me. They brought a bunch of bolts. They brought all the rope and everything. So thanks again to How Not To and Bobby for making this possible. And I hope you guys check them out.